going to be fascinating. All right. Adolis Garcia home run. Adolis Garcia home run. Hold on. The people. Woo! What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here on the Odd Shopper channel, coming to you with another edition. Well, Lindy's leans, likes, and locks of Lindy's leans, likes, and locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Goes a long way for me on this video. Goes a long way for you. That way you become a present of our great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. Like great content that gets you an Adolis Garcia home run for a half unit that saves the day because the Twins suck. They were absolutely horrendous. Nothing went well there, but 6-0 right now. We've got Adolis Garcia going yard. I'm going to cover just 3 games. If somehow, some way, Baltimore comes back and wins this thing, I'll cover it for you on Lindy's Locks Update over on X. But I'm covering 3 baseball games for you. That's it. Whoo, baby. Texas Rangers. Oh, I'm bothered. I feel good. I feel great. I feel great. Feeling good. How are you? Well, Bet365, if you live one of the 6 great states of Kentucky, you just got sports betting. Colorado, Iowa, New Jersey, Ohio, and Virginia. Look at that. Those are the 6 states that Bet365 is available at. You bet 5, you get 150 in bet credits down below in the video description box below. NFL is in full swing. NBA is coming back so soon. 2 weeks from now. It's wild to think about. And then the MLB streets, they have been profitable over here on Lindy's Leans Likes Locks. You don't believe me? Ask the dishes. It is fantastic stuff that we have going from them. That was a joke for Jacob and his Disney-loving self. But anyway, it's only if you're 21 and over. And if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. But producer Jacob, I'm in a good mood. You might have to clip the Adolis Garcia bomb because that happened live. It makes me happy to be able to salvage a day that could have been a disaster, but ended up upgrading Adolis Garcia even more as he moved to plus 300. Oh, let's go. It feels good. I love chaos. Anyway, we've got 3 games to cover. Just 3. 1 in the AL. You know which team we're talking about. God, we're going to tread lightly. By the way, no locks on the card here for today. I need you to check out Lindy's Locks Update. I need you to check out the comment section as well. I'm going to be posting if there is an upgraded lock for you there. Yes, you heard me. I'm going to be doing all of the work. I'm going to be doing the Lord's work. I'm actually going to be covering golf Wednesday morning if you want to come hang out over on the Stochastic YouTube channel. But going to cover golf, going to cover MLB, going to cover NFL on Thursday, going to cover NBA in 2 weeks. It is a phenomenal time here in the Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Lock Street and on the Odd Shopper channel. Again, Bet365, get a head start. Get $150 in bet credits down below if you're in one of those 6 states. 6. I can count, I promise. It's only if you're 21 and over, and if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. But 3 games. Producer Jacob, let's get to the picks. I love Adolis Garcia. Yeah, so we were really happy. And now we're going to take it down for a second because my Minnesota Twins should have known. Minnesota sports. It's a great thing to be backing. It's a lock, as a unit play. Anyway, Jose Urquidy on the mound going up against Joe Ryan. Joe Ryan. This is a pretty wild situation that we have before us here. I do not know what we are going to run into for a pitch count from Jose Urquidy, considering it's his first postseason start. I don't really think that he'll be long for this game if it doesn't start off well. Again, best of 5 series, they are high voltage. It's why we've been shorting a lot of K-props. Wait until you get to the K-prop that we've been shorting all season long at the end of this video. Yeah, you know the one. 4 straight. You know the team. Are we going to make it 5? Not going to be locking it this time around. Only one that hasn't been a lock. But anyway, no foreshadowing. Let's worry about this. Jose Urquidy here before us, and this strikeout rate is absolutely nothing. Sub 16%. It's a little problematic when you face the Minnesota Twins as a righty, and you are giving up just contact in general. 8.9% barrel percentage, 16.4% K rate. But he has one kind of a weird split as you look at it because he's really good at limiting the hard contact despite a 21-degree average launch angle for righties in play. He has a 204 ISO, but just a 151 expected ISO. So, like, on the surface, he looks calm and ready to allow bombs, but he keeps on forgetting that you have to simply freaking figure out the shit. I really want him to give up some homers. But anyway, the advanced analytics, as I'm looking at it, it's still telling us to tread lightly here in this spot. But you know what? It's a new day here on Wednesday, and Jose Urquidy is not the version of Christian Javier that we saw mowing dudes down right from the get-go. First inning, you knew you were in trouble with these Minnesota Twins tickets, not just because it was down 4-0, but then immediately Jose or Christian Javier just mowing dudes down, lets on 70,000 Twins on base and gets out of every single jam with the crazy slider that was just moving off the planet. That was a frustrating one. But Joe Ryan on the other side of this one, 29.3% K rate, 291 xWOBA, but falls into that bucket of 4 starters. We got 4 really good ones. Sonny Gray did not have his best stuff, no doubt about it, on Tuesday, but it's hard not to at least feel somewhat optimistic that they can even up the series, considering it's Joe Ryan versus Jose Urquidy. Neither of these pitchers will be long for this game if things go south. I like the complexion of the Twins, not because they have a better bullpen, but because they can at least play the platoon a little bit. You can't really do that. Houston, a pen full of righties. Not a single lefty on the roster besides Framber Valdez, who, well, started a couple days ago, will not be active for this one unless it's like an absolute must-need-it, gotta-have-it, left-on-left situation. I will say Rocco Baldelli also pinch hit for Alex Kirilloff with Donovan Solano right on right, which made no sense to me. But again, Alex Kirilloff not having the best postseason. Matt Wallner not having the best postseason, all hitless. It's been brutal to watch. I need my young guys to start picking it up a little bit here. Let's start in game 4 here against Urquidy. I have a half unit on it. I'm not going to go nuts on it, but it is the right side of it. The Minnesota Twins, minus 125. I'm nervous because, again, we just saw what happened on Tuesday, but history doesn't always repeat itself. Now, there are metrics that we look at that I just feel better backing Joe Ryan, where if he has it going, there's some upside where he can go 5-6. I don't really see that for Urquidy. I doubt Houston even gives him the leash for it, but they utilized Hunter Brown in game 3. That's one arm that I doubt comes out to pitch more than an inning, maybe 2. You got another guy in Abreu, another guy. They have a really good bullpen, no doubt about it, but I don't know how much length. You got to get to Urquidy early if you're the Twins. That is the key to this spot. I think they can do it. Minnesota money line at the 1 p.m. start time out there in Minnie. Early sweats for me. I'm not going to call this the game of the night because I think everybody is looking forward to seeing, do the Dodgers get swept? Is this another straight, besides the 2020 goofy COVID season where Clayton Kershaw didn't have anybody in the stands to boo him or make him feel less than or something? Not that the Dodgers fans are going to boo him or anything, but this is wild to see the issues where Dodgers can't even get to the NLC or to the championship series, to the NLCS lately, getting swept in some of these series. I mean, it's going to be wild. But anyway, we're talking Braves, we're talking Phillies. I'm excited for this mainly because I want to know what the Braves strategy is coming into it. You're tied 1-1. You just had a ridiculous come from behind game 2 victory. Aaron Nola's on the mound, who, again, we backed of late because his expected ERA much better than his actual ERA. I've been kind of a stand for the Phillies in the postseason, whether it was Zach Wheeler, even though kind of felt that coming. You kind of felt that coming there. He had a phenomenal outing. Again, the Braves just turning on the gas. They come back from their 4-0 series deficit, the game deficit, whereas the Twins, well, live to fight another day on Wednesday, as do the Braves and Phillies. They're going to fight till Thursday at least, but I don't know who ends up being the starter here. There are so many different options that I can't even necessarily speculate. Max Fried did not have it, was a pretty obvious disaster for them early. Dare I say this could be a straight out bullpen game where they start with a Bryce Elder and just say, give us a couple, then we turn it over to Yates, then we turn it over to Smith Shawver, then we turn it over to AJ Minter to close it out with Iglesias, and so on and so forth. There's a lot of iterations of this game where it's strictly bullpen. And I can do that with plus 110 on the Atlanta side. I thought about locking this one. It is difficult, though, because it's Aaron Nola. We know he can turn it on like we saw last time out. 25.5% K rate, 300 xWOBA. Has had a down season by his standards, no doubt about it, but a 3.77 expected ERA with a 4.46 actual ERA just kind of has me a little bit gun shy here. Now, the Phillies, they don't want to go down 2-1 knowing that they'll have to go back to Atlanta in any scenario where they win game 4, but I got to say, it's just plus 110 on a bullpen game. If I knew Bryce Elder had to go out there and eat it in a bad start, I would be much more inclined to be backing potentially the Phillies and Aaron Nola here, but that's not the case. That's the beauty of postseason baseball, is that I get the better lineup in Atlanta. I get every certainty that if somebody doesn't have it, there is no tomorrow, and they are planned for today. And that makes it really tough to pass up a plus 110, even in this environment, even knowing the Philly crowd's going to be rocking, and even though Aaron Nola, generally somebody that I like to be backing. So is what it is, friends. Atlanta, plus 110. Hard for me to pass it up here in this spot. I'm going to be calling it a lean for the time being because I think there's a chance this number moves to plus 115. But if you want to jump on it now, I don't blame you. Just want to give you the analysis, spray it out there for you here. I think there's also a chance where at plus 147 is the current number around the industry. If we think Atlanta gets to Aaron Nola, if we think this is an opportunity, under 14 and a half pitching outs for him here isn't the worst bet. They come off of a day of rest. No game for them on Tuesday. Fresh bullpen. Both teams are going to lay it on the line these next 2 days with every arm they have available. So Aaron Nola, if he gets off to a rocky start, there's situations where you cash that number and you also don't necessarily see Atlanta win. So lots of ways to basically put together this card, but lots of narratives, lots of things that aren't necessarily in the data, which I kind of like, but I also kind of hate because I'm a data whore. It's a weird thing to say about yourself. In a nice way. In a nice way. You sleep with one computer. I don't know. Atlanta money line. More like it. Thought about locking. Aaron Nola under 14 and a half pitching outs. Lots to be determined. Again, that's why Lindy's Locks update is coming down the pipeline on Wednesday. Before we get to our last game of the night, of course, friends, bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets, or you have an option over at Bet365 of the safety net up to $1,000 in bonus bets now. It's only available in 6 states, so anybody who's not in these states, you can move ahead. But if you're in Kentucky or Iowa or Virginia or New Jersey or Colorado, I think I already said Kentucky. Anyway, you know the states here at this point. Virginia, that's another lovely one. I'm telling you, Bet365 is the best deal of any sportsbook, period. It's not remotely close. Simply depositing $5, betting $5, and getting $150 in bonus bets with no strings attached. Pretty fantastic stuff. It's only if you're 21 and over, and if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Quick and easy, friends. To the last game of the night, we go. Oh, my friends. We're moving lines here, baby. I'm not going to say moving mountains. We're not that special, but we're doing some stuff here in the gambling streets. We are moving lines. Have you looked at the Lance Lynn lines? I think we were quick to recognize the Dodgers. They're in a lot of trouble against these Arizona Diamondbacks. Wish I had pulled the trigger with Zach Gallen there at plus money like I was anticipating, but it never got up to that plus 140 number I was hoping for. You know what? Guess I'll just cash another lock with Bobby Miller. That was the most egregious strikeout prop we've seen in forever. Gets in one jam in the second inning, and all of a sudden he's out of there immediately. Pretty wild, but I get it. That's what the Dodgers are doing, and that's what playoff baseball is going to do to you, especially these 5-game series that aren't necessarily, somebody can go out and wear it and get in a game 1 or a game 2, and you can move on because you're looking later in the series to try to attack. But this is an absolute must-win for the Dodgers, just as Game 4 is an absolute must-win for the Dodgers, and then Game 5 would be an absolute must-win for the Dodgers. It's 3 straight games where the Arizona Diamondbacks, if they win one, they are going to the NLCS. Look at that. I'm doing math. I can count to 5. Might only need to count to 3. But anyway, we have done God's work here with the under of these strikeout props. Let's recap for everybody. We ended up locking Arizona there in that game 1. We also locked the Corbin Burns, ended up making that a unit play on the under of 6.5 Ks. That cashes. Then we hit the under of 5.5 Ks for Freddie Peralta. That cashes. We take the under 4.5 Ks, lock that with Clayton Kershaw game 1. That cashes. And the under 5.5, Bobby Miller. You know what? They had a cumulative 1 strikeout between the 2 of them. 2 starters for the Dodgers, 1 strikeout. Not ideal. Not great, Bob. Not great. Love Mad Men. Wish that show would come back, but it's probably not going to because it's misogynistic. So it was a great show, but they were misogynistic on purpose. It was part of the show. I don't really know what to say about that. Don Draper, stuff like that. Anyway, we got Lance Lynn, my friends, and this is an interesting spot that we've kind of carved out here. And this is what I'm getting at. 3.5 strikeouts is plus money for Lance Lynn. The over of 3.5 strikeouts is plus money. The under is juiced minus 134 on 3.5 strikeouts for a guy in Lance Lynn who's legitimately known for getting strikeouts. That is like what he has to do to be a successful pitcher in the world. This is insane. The precipitous drop that we've seen here, 23.6% K rate this season. That's actually lower than what he's basically had in any season previous. And, well, 10.4% barrel percentage is problematic as well. But you know what? We got to make it 5 in a row, don't we? 3.5 strikeouts for Lance Lynn. It is wild to think that I think this is value, but if he lets 2 guys on base and you get somebody out there like an Alec Thomas from the left side, that's pretty much it. Anyway, if it's a problem for Lance Lynn at any point in time, every single Dodger pitcher is going to be at play. Every single one. Even Clayton Kershaw. You want to hear this? I will say this one more time. I think there's a legitimate chance Clayton Kershaw could pitch in this ball game. Call me crazy. Don't forget that boy told you kick that dirt off your shoulders. Anyway, Lance Lynn. I want to be shorting it one more time. Dun, dun, dun. And I don't have any home runs here on the card for today. Again, Dallas Garcia, are you not entertained? But part of that is some of the pitcher uncertainty that we have. Lots of turnover. It's going to really come down to being price sensitive. That's what we have Odd Shopper for. Shopping for the best odds, utilizing that in play with a home run model that I am just going to throw it out there. It's been pretty good this season. I've been doing okay. I've been doing okay. Anyway, Brandon Pfaadt on the other side, I'll at least talk about him quickly. There are a lot of situations where he gets pulled out of this one quickly too, but 44% hard hit percentage, 462 expected slugging, 11.7% barrel percentage. I think Dodgers in this ballpark, yeah, generally not a ballpark you're looking for home run props outside of maybe the offhanded Christian Walker. I guess everybody's in play for a home run prop, but looking at previous numbers here for the Dodgers in Chase Field, probably not going to be all that interested in backing them here. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong, but it could turn into a very interesting situation where a lot of the lefties that they roll out to start, Hayward, Peralta, get pinch hit for very, very early in that game. Maybe we find a couple of hitter props to short. I don't know. Lots to be determined, but one thing is for sure, Lance Lynn under 3.5 strikeouts. We're going to put a half unit on it one more time for the old Gipper. Again, not going to be a lock, mainly because Arizona money line, that's going to be something we're contemplating as well. Just going to be leans on those. So we're not going to go crazy. Lance Lynn. It's one of 2 plays that I actually like here on this card today. Again, I don't want to give you bets just to give you bets. I'm here giving you confidence levels. I'm less confident in these plays than I've been in any of these other plays that I've fired up here in likes and locks in previous episodes. Please go check me out over at Eric Lindquist. And then just look in that comment section below here before first pitch of each game. If there's a lock that shows up, I promise you, I will even make a note right now. I will post locks before each game on YouTube. My handwriting sucks. Goodbye. And that does it for another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. You know what to do. Go to that comment section below. Let me know if you have a lock for Wednesday's slate of 3 games that we have before us. Going to be great stuff. Obviously, smash that like button for me. It goes a long way. And of course, I'm going to have an update at Eric Lindquist over on X, at Eric Lindquist. Just my name. Don't wear it out, or do. Just type it into the video or into the search bar and you'll find me. I'm going to have a video for Lindy's Locks update. This is a very, very important one because if there's anything that shows up, anything whatsoever, and new news that we're going to have on these pitchers, I'm going to keep you apprised. This postseason has been too good, too profitable not to be paying attention to those videos. So check them out, talking through the process of my plays, how I land on them, why I land on them, and utilizing Odd Shopper, finding the best market, best sportsbook period. I don't care where it is. Hopefully it's Bet365 if you're in one of those 6 states where it's available. Bet5, get 150 in bonus bets. Good stuff from them. It's only if you're 21 and over, 18 and over in Kentucky. And if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Go Twins. That's what I wanted to say. Also, producer Jacob, you're lovely. I'm a little jealous you got to see LeBron play last night, but it is what it is, friends. Anyway, I'll be back again no matter what. We're going to have some baseball on Thursday, so I'm going to break something down for you. Until then, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the MLB streets on Wednesday.